Hello, everybody. Just thought I'd do a little update, let you know how my work's gone today. It went sweet as, guys. I've just enjoyed um, a lovely takeaway. My first 20 quid earned. Still got some change. Ironic that when I got to the cottage I was doing, I said to the couple there, I thought yesterday that I've seen them somewhere. I said, "Have you got a son?" It turns out I went to school with their son. We're the same age, John, Mr. Ramshaw. And we went to the same primary school and the same secondary school. So how about that? That's probably got me in the door even more. But to be honest, there was lovely people. Made me a cup of tea and all that. I did all the windows perfectly. Little square ones. So I couldn't use my blade. So I just used what you do then. You wet the window, clean the window, soap the window up, and you just get a dry microfiber cloths are good, or scrim, proper scrim. You basically polish it out. But you get what's called bake-on, guys. I was getting a bit of that today because I was trying to do too many at once. Normal sort of wintry sort of weather or normal sort of temperatures. You can even do six little squares, wet six at a time. But in proper sunshine, you get what's called bake-on. And all you window cleaners know what I'm on about. And basically, bake-on is where you wet the window, it just instantly dries. It's just streak right up. But I'm finding, right, obviously I've used the chamois leathers before, and I've used scrim, but I've never used microfiber cloths out on the job. So, and I did today, and I tell you what, I don't know if it's as good as a scrim, but it's as good as a chamois. I think they are. But what I'm going to do is order a bit of scrim up tomorrow. Um, what scrim is, guys? Some window cleaners might not use it, but a traditional proper window cleaner. I'm not talking about one of these new bods that's got the water fed feet. I'm talking about traditional, like I am, blade and applicator, which in my eyes is a proper window cleaner. Um, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know about the cloths. Yeah, it's called Scream. But I got on quite well with the microfibers today. Um, but I noticed the microfibers taking longer to dry, whereas a bit of Scream, hang it out the window or put it around your waist, it's dry. It's a special kind of material. Absorbs the water and takes the streaks off. You may have seen window cleaners with a grey sort of coloured cloth. That's Scream. And what I'm going to do is order myself a couple of bits tomorrow. I might even do that tonight. I get paid at midnight. Order that up. I'm going to order my holster as well, guys. Then I'm ready to go. Then I'm all good. My little ladder today, I use my little step ladder, which also turns into a two-piece ladder. I used that today, and that got me up under the sills and up to. Oh, because I'm quite tall, I can get on like the second rung from the top on the ladder and just sort of hug the frame, the window frame. Because I'm quite tall, I can get it. I can do it that way. But obviously, that's little square windows. Once I get to the big windows, I've been practicing my back windows at the top um, with the pole. Saying that, see, one of my pals said, and he's a window cleaner. He reckons once you get quick with the pole, you end up quicker with the pole than what you would be with your ladder and your applicator and your blade. If you understand where I am at the moment. But I'm pretty quick up the ladder because I'm tall. I'm pretty quick moving. You know what I mean? I've been window cleaning years, mate. Um, all different characters. The first thing you really learn is to move the ladder about without smashing into stuff, which is an art in itself. But yeah, I'm doing all right. But who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Oh, who stole me lighter? So I've just rolled my first spliff of the day. Look, it's 7:45. Phil's on his first spliff of the day. What's going on? Whole body's a bit stiff, but be honest with you. Luckily, I'm quite fit for my age. When I look round at all my pals with their bulging bellies and lungs are huffing and a puffing when they're walking up the road, and there's me. There's me, just a hyperactive me, who stayed fit all his life through cycling. A lot of my pals pay gym memberships, loads of money a year. The only gym I've ever been to is when I was at school. The joys of being hyperactive all your life and not realising it is I've always been sporty. I've always ran about. I've always cycled. Done a lot of running from the police in my younger days. Yeah. My lighter needs filling up. Daddy's Zippo. Ooh, no. Works sometimes. But yeah, people, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Oh. The only bit that really zapped me out was when... So I might open a few windows. Two-tone at 10 tonight as well, guys. Don't forget that. The only bit that zapped me out was when the proper sun was beaming down and I had the sun directly sort of directly on the windows, and then boom, out to me. It blinds you guys. I'm just going to pause this while I have a slash. All done. Didn't think you'd appreciate my toilet noises. He's having a slash, or a Jimmy Riddle, or a piss, or whatever you call it from where you come from. A slash, a piss, urination. Where I'm from, we call it having a piss, or yeah, I'm going to have a slash. Oh, I've still got half my meat and chips. Treat myself to large meat and chips, guys. Ate half of it, and I'll eat the other half later. What I'm just going to do though, guys, is fill this up. So I'm going to put that down there a sec. Hang on, I've got to plug me power bank. In fact, I might get my charger on the go instead of the power bank. Sounds like a better move, doesn't it? Payday tonight, the OESA. Got to pay me rent. Got to pay me bush bill. Yeah, pay me green bill. Not that it's, well, yeah, it's quite high, but then I've just done a non-payment week, so that's why it's a bit higher than normal. But saying that, it's all good. In fact, the last 2 days, I ain't had a smoke till, what was the time last night? Must have been about 9:30 I had a first smoke. And here we go, 10 to 8, look. First smoke. Normally it's out of bed, boom. Obviously I don't want to get, well, I don't know, I can get stoned and go to work. It ain't like me getting stoned going to work and a normal person getting stoned going to work. Completely different things, guys. Honestly, with autism and ADHD. It affects me differently than it probably would do. Well, I know for a fact it affects ADHDers differently than just a stoner. Not that I've got, like I've said before, not that obviously I use it medicinally to help with ADHD and ASD, but I've got nothing against stoners, man. All my pals are stoners. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of these people that's going to sit here and fucking say, oh, the only people that should be smoking it are fucking people like myself who've got this, that, or the other. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like that. I've got a right open mind, especially where weed's concerned. I think it's fucking crazy, people, how a young 18-year-old can go down the shop and buy enough vodka to go home and kill himself, poison himself, right, legally, yet he can't go and have a spliff. But it ain't going to kill him. And to be honest, if you're just smoking a bush without the tobacco, it's actually really good for you. Really good for you. The THC, the CBDs, it's all good. Trust me. I'm living proof of that. Like I've said many a time, guys, during my undiagnosed period, I discovered the old solids, the old puff, hash, ganja, whatever you're calling it. I discovered that at 15, and it was like a breath of fresh air throughout my life. And I'll say that to the ADHD doctor as well. Obviously, it's different for the youth of today. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, we didn't have we had fuck all, mate. We just, when I grew up, you couldn't even. People didn't speak about their feelings, man. People was, do you know what I mean? That's how they was putting it across. Everyone was at the big, do you know what I mean? People of my generation would understand that. Nobody spoke about it. I mean, nobody talked about depression. It wasn't a thing, was it? Do you know what I mean? Getting ill, having a mumps or fucking chicken pox or a cold, do you know what I mean, or the flu. It's just so different now. But yeah, I grew up in a world where you didn't talk about your feelings, you just cracked on. I suppose a lot of my followers on here are of the same ilk, so to speak. You've grown up the same way, where you looked at your dad and all your uncles, and they're all, I mean, everyone's rock hard, fucking, and that's how it was with me. Obviously, I come from a big family. I'm one of 5. I'm the youngest, and I've got 2 sisters, and then I've got 2 older brothers. Back in the 70s and the 80s, you know what I mean? It was rough. Fucking, you used to have a fight or something. Your dad, if you lost or whatever, or you didn't hit them back, your old dad give you a clout around the head, tell you get back out there and whack him. That's what my dad told me. Anyone bullies you, whack them back. You know what I mean? That's how I operated. Obviously, losing your mum at 10 years old, a lot of kids were right nasty bastards, but I dealt with that. You probably wouldn't be able to deal with it now the way I dealt with it, but yeah. Bit of a rant tonight, guys, but it's all good. It's a working rant. I've got a little bit of this left. I've got some Swan stuff somewhere, man. Newport. The Newport fluid. But where's my Swan? The old Swan stuff. It might be because this is old, though. The Swan stuff seems a bit more lively. The good old Zippo, man. Put some juice in it. From 1973, I think, this one. My dad's. 1973. Still works like a dream. Normally it goes up, combust like it's going to blow your fucking hands up when you filled it up. I'll do that trick one day. I think I've pulled that up on camera. But shit, what's going on there, guys? I had a bit more in there because it doesn't seem. There we go. Flood it right out. Let it seep through. There we go. Now we're talking. I think. In fact, I'm gonna have to dry my hands off, otherwise they just go up in flames. Right. Yay. Great for camping, man. Windproof to a degree. Oh man, used to like his old roll-ups with that. Yeah, man, this tastes nice. Pleasurable moment. All you smokers will understand. First spliff of the day. Very pleasurable. Anyway, I'm up to 91%. I've got to message my mate Jay in a minute. I owe him a tenner for some weed. I've got a lot of people, I suppose, 2 or 3 places I go for my smoke. And obviously the other week I didn't have no dough, but my mate Jay, Scorn Pal, sort of, it tipped me a bit. But to be honest, there's another person I can get ticked with, which I pay me bill tomorrow with them. But basically, I can, yeah, tick quite a bit. But then I'm quite a good payer, so they know they're going to get their dough. I get paid, they get paid. Where I don't drink alcohol, which you wouldn't have thought over the past few videos, which are the weekend. But now I don't drink normally. I've stopped drinking now, guys. I've got some booze to sell, actually. Yeah, so it's my only little pleasure, really, having a puff. My dad and my granddad's little pleasure, or poison even for them, was the alcohol, see? Which has a far more devastating impact on you than me. I've grown up, obviously when I've grown up, we've all grown up with the ADHD. Obviously, they've gone for the booze. I ain't. I've gone for the drugs. I've gone for the, do you know what I mean? I've gone for the amphetamine. I've gone for the ecstasy. I've gone for the LSD. I've gone for the wake up stuff. Not drink. Drink just minged me out. Don't get me wrong. I was like one of the lads at one point, but not now. I know what I like now, and it's drugs. Saying that, I'm prescribed the amphetamine guy. That's what, you know what I mean? It's also head jarring getting diagnosed at my age, because I've grown up doing illegal drugs, going to raves, acid parties and all that old business in the 88 and all that. Summer of Love, Second Coming of the Summer of Love, and fucking all that old business. And then to hit 50 and get diagnosed and find out they're going to give you amphets. Pharmaceutical amphet. It's a bit of a head jar, guys, honestly. And to then find out that the kids are getting little hits of amphet. And to start with, I was a bit, man, I've got to think about all this, you know what I mean? But now I'm on the meds, I now realise that there's a big difference between street speed and my speed. Obviously, mine's come out of the laboratory, whereas the illegal stuff's coming out of the laboratory. But all they're trying to do with the illegal stuff, I suppose, is replicate the dexamphetamine that I'm on, which is, you don't, obviously you do a bag of, what you calling it? You're calling it whiz? You're calling it Billy? Fast? What do you call speed, guys? Let me know in the comments. What do you call speed from where you come from? I guess if you're from London or Essex or Kent, where I'm from, you're calling it Whiz, Billy, Speed, you know what I mean? Them kind of names. But I'll be interested to hear other names as well. But yeah. It's all just mind-blowing. But them kids really have got a very, very good chance in life, man. Better than what we had. Do you know what I mean? And the crazy thing is an ADHD kid's brain in the class, medicated, he will then outdo the normal brain. It's called hyperfocusing, guys. You ADHDers know what I'm on about. That's where your normal brain, right, your non-ADHD brain, bit of bit of a lesson now, guys. But to be honest, I got educated in it all, so I know what I'm talking about. And obviously I've got it. You're not an ADHD brain. You're focused to a certain level. Say you're focused to 97% of your capacity. So you're like really focusing. But then you get your ADHD brain, non-medicated. He ain't on 98. He's down here at about fucking 55. Not really interested. But he does his dexamphetamine. You know what that takes his brain to now, that child in the class? His brain then goes beyond that 98% the other kid's concentrating. The ADHD medicated kid, his brain will go to about 150 concentrating. And that's got to be a big advantage from where I come from our generation, guys. All we got was just fucking slapped round the head and told to listen, do you know what I mean? And I still carried on fucking doing it anyway, but I wasn't violent at school. I was just there was violent kids, I don't know what they had wrong with them, but they just got instantly chucked out. But I didn't, I just got suspended a lot, taken out the class. You're going to learn in the corridor, Phil, because I'm in the class, I'm very cheeky, sort of cheeky chappy, disrupting all the class. Not that a few of my pals needed disrupting. They was game enough. Yeah, and that's how I sort of grew up at school. But mad, isn't it, guys? Proper mad. Where's me drink? I've got Coca-Cola, cherry Coke mixed with Red Bull. Oh. Bit of a rant there. It's 22 minutes. I'm just going to put the telly on. I think Athletics is on again. I think it's the games. Yeah, man. BBC One, look. I'm watching HD. Yes, but I wish it'd just come on HD anyway. In fact, I have to tune to it. And just to remind you, at 9 o'clock, we're going to head to BBC 3 for World Athletics Extra. More analysis and reaction from tonight's BBC 3. I'm going to have to program that in now. Good evening. And BBC 3 HD. World Athletics is at 9 now. I have a world-class sofa next to me. I do like the running and all that. I like all the old athletics, man, but then I did that at school, do you know what I mean? Being hyperactive, I was very good at PE, running about. Guys, it's been a wonderful evening already. We're going to head out, though, to see what happened in the first of those 400-metre semi-finals with Andrew Cotter. Record the whole series, that one. Automatically from this first of 3 semi-finals. Tell you what I've got to do, guys, get me charger. Because my power bank is actually going, it's not actually charging the phone. The 200-metre specialist, Vernon Norwood in 7, the American, so often overlooked, he says, and Wade van Niekerk in lane 8. Can he get back to the course he wants? Did it? But most of the noise is for the man outside and the youngster from Hungary, Attila Molnar, and that is why the stadium roars. Richards of Trinidad. I think we got a geezer in this somewhere. Very quickly indeed. Cool, he's getting a move on. Also flying here, and Norwood leaving himself with a bit to do. Good response by Antonio Watson, second at the Jamaican Championships, and he now. The Jamaicans looking strong, man. They always do, though, don't they? The old Jamaicans. Who's still in contention. Only 2 to go through automatically. Only 2 go through. Get on it. Get on the gas, lads. And Molnar being run out of things. Oh, he's coming right through that geezer. Flying down the home straight. Out to the shadows he comes. He looks powerful. Watson it takes it. Norwood gets that second place, but Wade van Niekerk run out. Only 2 to go through automatically. And so Watson wins that one, a Jamaican. And nor would the Americans coming in second. And Van Niekerk, what's that, South African flag? Yep.
So consistent. He has said himself he's so often overlooked and has so often come up short compared to the bigger, more celebrated names.
Anyway, let's go and get the charger. Tell you what, just getting up, man. Nicky, I started walking up to the job with water in my bucket and all that in my ladder. I thought, God, this is doing me in. So I rang me pal, he dropped me off at the house. But coming home, it weren't too bad because I could empty the water out my bucket and I had the ladder up on my shoulder. But I might have a look tonight for a nice one-piece aluminium section. Just one long aluminium bit. You know, you get them two-piece alley ones, don't you? All you builders and all you fellas should know what I'm on about. You get the two-piece ones. I only really need one section, if you get me. I ain't looking to do fucking 3 stories. And to be honest, my pole goes right over the house, but obviously it's nice to have a ladder, do you know what I'm saying? It's like today, my ladder was just about long enough to do the bridge work, obviously bridging the ladder across over things and that. And when the ground's not even around the property, did a lot of that today. That's another thing, really, which is saving me time. The fact I've done all that before, obviously putting your ladder in this. If you've just started window cleaning, you don't know nothing. People think you don't just turn up and do it. You know what I mean? It is a proper art, window cleaning. When you first start, you're going your basic strokes, and you get to my stage where you can put your blade on the window and not take that blade off. You can do the whole thing. What I do is come across like that, like you see like you see them doing it, the professionals. And that's how I learned the old school way. Do you know what I mean? But back when I started, it was a whole different ball game. I've been reading up about PPE. Do I need to wear it? And well, I've got hard hat down there in a Visi. Ain't so bad if I'm in a posh cottage like today. You know what I mean, in its own grounds. But if I'm up just a normal road, I might wear my Visi and my hard hat. I don't think it's law, but obviously it might be. The Visi might be. But to me, it's common sense. But you know what I mean? People lost the use of that years ago. But yeah, so I'd imagine the Visi is, because then people can, you know what I mean? People see you're working. Especially if my ladders protrudes out onto the path, public path. But yeah, I'll show you in a minute. I've got a hard hat and a Visi. I might get my own Visis done with my firm's name on it once I think of the firm's name, but I've got to do that tonight, guys. PJ Homewood Specialist Glass Cleaning Services. Sounds better than PJ Homewood Window Cleaner, doesn't it? Sounds a bit posher. Window Glass Technician. There you go, even better. Oh man, feeling about 98. Saying that, the old muscles are bursting out the arms. All that going up the ladder, man, that is, and all that fucking polishing today. It was nice. I only did 3 panes of glass that I actually got me blade out on, which was at the front door. The rest was little square windows, man. The house was built in 18 something. Little square ones, man. And he said, oh, I've got a little blade you can borrow if you want. I said, no. I said, I'll do the old school way. Polish them out with your cloth. Well, you don't. You wet them with your cleaning cloth. Soap them up. And then you polish it out. If you're going to put a blade across all the time, you get a lot of streaks doing it that way. With the little ones. Obviously, with the big ones, you can use the big blades. But yeah. it'll be nice to do that bungalow tomorrow where I've got patio doors, do you know what I mean? Normal windows. I can go super quick out, mate, super quick. I can whiz across them. Today took a bit of time. Obviously, it's my first time on that gaff, so you're getting to know where the windows are, the lay of the land, you know what I mean? But lovely property, loads of land. They've been there 48 years. Once we spoke about the fact that I was their son's. We went to the same primary school. They right up, we started chatting, but they was chatty anyway. But obviously, a lot of people, when I'm canvassing, I'm finding a lot of people like the fact I'm Adlow based. I've said, yeah, I've been here all my life in the same house. And soon I'm going to be knocking on doors, farms and things, big places around here where my dad would have worked before me and my granddad would have worked before my dad there. So that's going to be interesting. Especially when I say my name to the older people, because they're going to think, is that Bill's, anything to do with Bill? William, my dad. Go, yeah. Go back in history. Before my dad worked for him, his dad worked for him. So it's a lot of like, out in this neck of the woods, it's a lot of like family things that run sort of like that. But then again, there's not a lot around here. Do you know what I mean? I'm in the countryside of Kent. How can I explain it to all you city buds, all you townies? Go out of my house. And within 3-5 minutes, you're in the countryside. That way you're in the countryside, that way you're in the country. It's just, we're in the countryside. We're a little farming community. This is for people that don't know where I come from, just like telling you where I'm from. We're in a little farming village in West Kent, I am. I'm about 35 miles southeast of London. Don't you dare call me a Londoner. Where are you from? East London? Nah, mate. I'm from Kent. But I've got pals that are in East London that don't talk like me. In fact, I can tell a North London accent from a South London accent. And obviously you've got your West London accent, which is going to be a bit posher. But to be honest, growing up as a youth, obviously I told you about my dad and the craze and all that. I used to go a lot with my dad to South East London, Lewisham, Bermondsey, places like that, guys. And then as I got older, started going to the Ashley Braves. Me and my pals used to go to East London, North London. To be honest, I'll get on all around London, really. I ain't got a problem. What I will say though is, and this is by no means a racial comment, London years ago weren't for the foreigners, mate. Yeah, there was black people. Yeah, there was Chinese and all that, and Asians, but they was all British Asians and British black people. Do you know what I mean? Who've come here years ago. Do you know what I mean? The Windrush and all that. Do you know what I mean? They're all entitled to be here. They're as English as me. In that respect, in my opinion. But now up London, you got our world's fucking been given an invite. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? And that's by no way racial. It's factual. It's all foreigners up there, bruv. Honestly, all foreigners running about. No one speaking a word of English. And I don't really like that, to be honest with you. And also, because I've got a lot of pals in South London, East London, and all that.
Glass of the flat and of
All the proper, all your proper East, it's the same out this way. Where all the rich foreigners are coming in and buying everywhere, they're forcing
But all the impressive runs so far from
like family histories, people that have been in their areas all their lives
this man is
are being forced out because they can't afford to get on the ladder, mate. Do you know what I mean? There ain't no, do you know what I mean?
an Olympic champion from Doha and Tokyo, Stephen Garvey.
Do you know, it's just crazy, guys, isn't it? It's just invasion of the foreigner, to be honest with you. You go in our hospital now, I could take you now. We could walk over the hospital now, right? Or get the bus over Maidstone or Tunbridge Wells, either way, right? And it'd be full, A&E would be full of foreigners, people not talking English. I was in there a few months back and I actually felt like a foreigner myself, man. That ain't fucking right. I mean, there's only so much we can take, guys and girls. Like I've said before, the economics of it, that's why the country's fucked, because we're letting loads of people in. They're all jumping on the services without paying in. You know what I mean? The books don't fucking tally up, do they? You know what I mean? It doesn't take a mathematician to... But we're not allowed to say that, man. You're not allowed to say that because you're racist. But you ain't racist, you know what I mean? Crazy. I'm English, Irish and Spanish, so there you go. Southern Irish, lad. Scouse mother, that is. But yeah, it's just... You think about what it might be like in... What am I now? I'm 52. All you people in your 50s and 40s. Imagine what it's going to be like when we put in our pensions. We at pensioner age, 75. Imagine what it's going to be like, man. It's going to be... See, what happens in the end is multicultural breeding. I was telling my Irish pal the other day, because the island's just the same. Got open fucking doors, letting everyone in. And what happens is, in the end, you eradicate... Obviously, the English race is a white race. We're white people, do you know what I mean? Just like the Jamaicans are black people. Do you know what I mean? That's a descriptive words I'm using. White and black is what we are. And all different shades in between. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking getting racist. This is you don't understand what I'm saying anyway. Sort of black and white. And what happens is they all interbreed. You end up with fucking a whole new race, man, a new different sort of colour. So all them white Irish people used to be white as that. In 100 years' time, they're all fucking dark. You getting the drift? That's what happens with multicultural breeding, and that's what will happen if. Oh, to be honest with you, they got to draw the line at some point. All them people coming in through Dover and in the English Channel here, it's just we got to do something about that. You know what I mean? We can't keep doing that, letting everybody in, because half of them are blagging it anyway. To be honest, I think you're probably getting 10%. It's probably 10% out of all them people are probably the real deal. You've probably got 90% bullshitting. Well, I've told you the tricks before, what they do. As soon as they get out in the middle of the ocean and then they know, right, we're fucking going into British waters now, they're going to come out and get us wherever, they bin their passports over the side. Because they're all sort of brownish, you can say you're from Iran, Tehran, you know what I mean? You can just make up one of these countries that we fucked up and been in and blew up for nothing. Like Iraq, all of them, man. What a waste of fucking life for all the soldiers. There was less death under Saddam, man. It's crazy, guys. All for a bit of dough, a few contracts. That's what it's about. And all them poor fucking boys killed and that, do you know what I mean? That Lee Rigby. Fucking chopped in half and that by that scumbag that was on Sky News, man. Remember that, with a blade and all that fucking business. People walking by him, talking to him. That's probably the most craziest thing I've seen. That 911. But to be honest with you, that thing in London, well, obviously I've got ADHD. If I was anywhere near there, or he'd walked up to me with that blade, all dripping in blood, trying to give his feet, I'd just got the nearest fucking weapon, mate, and put it right round his fucking nut. And someone should have done that, really. It's like that geezer. He didn't even get a commendation. The Millwall football fan. The London Bridge incident where the terrorists were stabbing everyone. And he turned around to the Millwall. Everyone was like fucking dying, dead. And he turned around to the Millwall thing, went for him, cut him. And I think the Millwall fans turned around and went, "Who the fuck are you? We're Millwall." And he fucking had to go, mate. He had to go and took the weapon off him. But because he's Millwall, and he said that, you know what I mean? He should get a fucking medal, mate, whoever you are. But we're living in a fucked up world, man. Wow, crazy. 40 minutes I've been on here, look, ranting. It's a rant. It's a rant away, look. Big blue fucking bottle just flew by me. Buzzing away. Buzz off. Alright, let me plug the charger in, guys. The fast charger. Yeah, not going to carry on smoking me spliff, look. First spliff of the day still. I think it hits you a bit more when you don't have a spliff all day. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. If you get up and you just boom, you're on it. I mean, by the end of the day, it don't even feel like you've had a spliff, does it? But if you leave it all day long and then have a spliff. Don't know whether I want any more cold drinks, man. So I've got one more energy drink and I couldn't get any milk, man. Our shop's gone to fucking pot, man. Couldn't even get any milk, no milk at all. So I might ring my mate Lee. So I've got a pal that does takeaway deliveries. And he lives in this village, but he works in the next village. But there's a 24-hour garage there. I might get him to get me some milk, man, and bring it over. How much dough we got? £1, £2, £3, £4, 50, 70. Yep, got enough there. Might string this one out for an hour. 42 minutes, 50 seconds. We've covered it all today. We've covered it all, lots of different topics, yeah. We've covered. But yeah. And if you notice as well, the food delivery guys, all the Deliveroo, Just Eat, I don't know about where you come from, but they're all fucking foreigners around here. Which is alright. Obviously, you get some that are grafters, but a lot of these, Somalia, and a couple of other countries, but I won't mention them, they get over it, and you can't, all they do is crime, man, and Romanians as well, do a lot of pickpocketing and robbing around this way, and you got to look at it two ways. You know what I mean? If they've grown up and all they know is robbing, who are we to start going on it? You know what I mean? To really harshly judge them. They just need teaching a new way of life. But a lot of them over here, man, go up London, it's all fucking, a lot of these foreign gangs are now taking over because they're that off their heads, doing that crazy shit. Even the British gangs are standing back, man. The English gangs are standing back thinking, what? Do you know what I mean? Whereas you're Somalian, he'll chop you up. He'll chop you up in 100 pieces. But you English bad man, he just put a bullet in you, man. He just put a bullet in you, boom. You know what I mean? It's different ways, man, which they operate, the gangs. But the pickpocketing gangs, man, they're on our news near on every night. And to be honest with you, yeah, English people rob old people, but generally it's frowned upon in a criminal sort of community, the criminal world, the underworld, doing something to someone really, really old pensioner or something, really bad, is, you know what I mean, it's a no-go. But with the Romanians, everything's a go. Pickpocket, man. They're good at it, very good at it. You watch, I'm going to get a Romanian come on here now and lecture me. By all means, feel free to. I'm all open for discussion and debate. You might not agree with my views, but you might agree with my views. But then again, at least I'm sitting here saying, I mean, I'm not judging them for coming over and just going on the rob. If that's all they know and all they've ever been taught is robbing, what are you going to do? You're going to go robbing, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Until someone installs in you a different way of life, different way of thinking. Same as the crims out there, the English kids out there causing trouble. I mean, it's probably because they don't know anything else. Been given no other opportunities to do anything else. Do you know what I mean? It's very... I was thinking that the other night, man. It was last night, walking around this village. The litter and rubbish, and it's just looking run down, man. It's looking very sort of ghost townish. Do you know what I mean? Very... You know when Specials released Ghost Town? It was... You know what I mean? It was because the whole country was just closing down. And that's what it all looks like out there, mate, now. Looks like a right battered period, man. Not good, is it? But problem nowadays is obviously, like we were talking about earlier, people being hard and that, you know what I mean, fronting it out and getting through it. I don't think these younger generation would get through it, man. And if it got right rough and tough like the old days, do you know what I mean? I don't think they'd get through it, man. They'll be melting down, man, asking for money and stuff. Do you know what I mean? In my generation, you know what I mean, you just had to go on, you had to crack on because you didn't know any different, man. You crack on with it. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad how times and things change, man. But here we are, man. 2023. A few months. It's going to be Christmas time, guys. It's going to be New Year. Setting myself a goal, guys, for next year. I thought I'd let you into it now on this video. You're the first to know me, YouTube people. Hopefully by next year I'll have a little window cleaning van, man. I've started off on my toes, do you know what I mean? Lifting all the fucking stuff myself like I have done today, carrying it down the road. I'm aiming for a van. That will really fucking change the game, won't it? It's crazy. I think I can achieve it, do you know what I mean? I've started here with nothing. And I'm sitting here now looking at money that I've made on the floor there. It's out of me getting out there, buying the window cleaning gear, getting a plan on a bit of paper, getting out on the street, pounding the street, knocking on them doors. Boom. Do you know what I mean? There's no reason I can't go on and be quite successful. Get myself a little van. That's when I might... Obviously, my YouTube people here will know I'm quite handy with lamps and electrics and stuff. Maybe not all electrics, but definitely the lamps. I've definitely got me brain on them. I know what I'm up to there. I can then add other services into my window cleaning business. Do you get me? That's why I might. Yeah, that's why I've got to be very careful picking my business name, because obviously PJ Homewood window cleaning or glass specialist. I could always add to that, can I? Because I suppose you can change your company's name, can't you? Easy enough. Because I'm going to be registering my company, guys, at Companies House. Because then you're allowed then, if you register at a Companies House, obviously people can see everything, but that's cool. People can see that I'm a grafter, how I've started, and capital and shit that you got, and the money you've made and stuff. It's all on Companies House. But once you've registered with Companies House, you get to put limited in your name at the end of it. And obviously with a window cleaning round, once you come to the end of your business, or obviously your business is still going, but with window cleaning, as you sell your round, guys. So say you got £1,000 on your books a month, or let's say even £4,000 on your books a month, so that's £1,000 a week. You can then sell that to get me, but I don't know how to. I'm going to have to ask my mate Lee, who I first started window cleaning. I'm going to ask him in a minute actually how they calculate the value of window cleaning rounds. They must add it up over the year and then times it, but you know what I mean? Because it's mad, you know what I mean? It's crazy how because really you could buy that round and everybody could bin you off. So then you pay all that dough for nothing, but they're not going to, do you know what I mean? You take over a round, I suppose, and do a good job, you've then got that work, but how many years did they add up that value to get a buying value? Do you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys know what I'm trying to explain. But yeah. Are we back with the answers to that one? Because maybe one day, I'm 52, do you know what I mean, in September. And again, there's no reason why I can't clean windows around here in this village till I'm... My dad was doing bits of work in his 70s and that, do you know what I mean? I think, because I'm fitter than my dad, I think I could go to the end, but to be honest, you just want to duck out, wouldn't you, at some point, and then sell you round, do you know what I mean? So say I got £1,000 a week on my books. I mean, what's that? It's worth a few grand, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's like 12 grand over the year. But then what do? Do they pay you the 12 grand, or do they times the 12 grand by something else? Is it worth more? I don't know how it works, guys. It'd be interesting to know, because obviously I'm going to be in this predicament at some point. That's why I'm registering it all with Companies House and doing it all on the books. Everything's going down on paper, assets, you know what I mean? All of that sort of shit. Because then that makes your company worth more. And to be honest, where I've funded it all myself, it's pretty good. It looks pretty good so far, because I've put all the money in. Obviously, I've not broke even on what I've put in, but to be honest, I'm not even keeping figures of that. What I've put in is irrelevant. Probably 500 quid and a few hours. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm going to have a lot more than that. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you need the tools of the trade, guys. Which reminds me, in 3.5 hours' time, I'm going to buy some more. I'll get paid at midnight. Onto the site, the window cleaning site. I need a holster. I need some scream. I might buy myself a proper chamois leather. I've got everything else. Look at a one-piece section ladder. You can get these really, really lightweight ones, man, especially for window cleaners. And you also get you've probably seen them, I forget what they're called. The ladders with the 8-point, goes into a point at the top with a rubber bit, so you can put it on the corners. They're proper handy. You'll be always, and I'm not always going to be on foot, am I? As I just explained my van dream for next year. Crazy. This could be what I've been should have done ages ago when I was diagnosed. Then again, it was a bit hard when you're diagnosed, man. It's proper life changing. Once you find what's wrong with you, like ADHD, autism, it's just fucking mind blowing, people. It blows your brain. Luckily, I've always knew I was different, so I'm dealing with it a lot better. Plus the fact that the meds, everything's just life changing. But like I said to my doctor, I think, and he agreed, the fact I've come from the rave world and the acid world and all the parties and that, do you know what I mean? All that old caper, stay awake powder and all that stuff, that's put me in right good stead, because that's why I think it's mad that they put you on the meds, diagnose you, and just throw you out in the wild with no support. Then people that have never done any AMFET before, never done any fast, speed, Billy, whiz, whatever we're calling it, never done none before, man. They're banged on that with no support. They're going to be freaking, man. I mean, I weren't freaking. I knew. Well, I was intrigued. And it was when the last Olympics was on, was when I got my meds. Because I can remember coming home and the Olympics was on overnight, and you're supposed to take your pill in the morning. But I was that curious as to what amphetamine was like from the doctor. You know what I mean? From the lab, proper lab, instead of the street dealer or your pal. And I can remember, obviously I'm sitting here watching the games now, but the Olympics was on all night long, and I remember doing it. It was a 12-hour instant release one. And I remember, and it was the lowest level, and I can remember doing it within an hour, guys. I felt this calmness come right over my body, and I was concentrating on this Olympics like I'd never concentrated on anything. It was quite a beautiful moment. Crazy. But yeah, I was curious to see what it was like, and it's nothing like the street shit. That street speed, you know what I mean? You could stay up all night on a bit of that. The next day you're going to be on edge and jiggery jaggery, and do you know what I mean? There's none of that. It's very clean, this is, man. But then they do what's called, titration, which is, because it's a drug that controls your heart and that, and it's to do with the brain. You start off on a low amount. Obviously, I'm quite a big guy, so I might need more of the drug than a small guy. So they titrate you, and I'm on the I went to the maximum on all of it. But I ain't speeding my head off. But I think there is a thin line between going over the top. But because I've done speed before, I said to my doctor, well, yeah, I'm all right on this. Can I go to the next one, next level, and we'll see how I get on? I said, at the end of the day, doctor, I'm looking for productivity. Because before I used to just sit there, guys. You know what I mean? I make a mess now, but at least I do my housework. But before, unmedicated, you should be looking at it all, wanting to do it, but you can't. It's your brain's mullered. But yeah, that's what I said to my doctor. Productivity I'm looking for. And eventually I got to the top amount, come off the 12-hour ones, went on to these instant ones, which is more powerful, which is instant. And I'm on 20 milligrams 3 times a day, which is the maximum you can do. But it suits me, do you know what I mean? But I suppose someone who's never done any amphetamine before, you could be on 5 milligram a day and be whizzing around doing all these jobs, do you know what I mean? It's just, different strokes for different folks, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll get on all right with the maximum. But it don't freak me, do you know what I mean? I think it's quite nice. In fact, I'm getting shit done, man. Starting my own company. I'm sitting here now making hour-long videos talking about all sorts of stuff. hour. We're going into an hour, look, guys. 1 hour. Boom. Nice hour. I don't know how long that's going to take to upload. Good job my signal's back up. Imagine uploading that on a 1 megabyte speed. Oh, I'll get off this phone. I'm down to 70% now. I was on 90% earlier. I've had my fast charger plugged in because I'm rinsing it. Anyway, I'm going to upload this video, people. And I'll also, after this, I'll be uploading the next in my two-tone album collection series I'm doing. And you've also got two-tone at 10 coming. But the next album, I've already recorded it, guys, which is one side, the B side of the Beats. I just can't stop it. That's all ready to go. So yeah, I'll get uploading. Whatever you're doing, be lucky, guys. Be lucky and be happy, man. You've only got one life, and at the end of the day, enjoy it.